Hey guys, with 2017 in full swing, I thought you might be ready for some new lunchbox ideas. So for this episode, I'm collaborating with one of my favorite YouTube channels, The Girls with Glasses. If you do not know of this channel, you guys are in for a treat. Brooke and Summer upload awesome videos around clever DIYs, beautiful style tips, and of course, motherhood. In fact, some of my favorite videos of theirs are some of their amazing parodies that will make you laugh out loud. They're so well done. So for my part, I'm gonna show you 3 lunchbox ideas featuring salads, and Brooke and Summer are going to show you 3 lunchbox ideas featuring soups. So between the two of us, you will get hooked up with 6 new lunchbox ideas for the year ahead. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to show you how to make my Southwestern Chicken Salad, a really great lunch option for those of you who eat meat. Now, if you're vegetarian or vegan, not to worry, stay tuned. I have something for you too, and we'll get to those in a minute. So you're first going to begin with laying down a bed of romaine lettuce. To that, you're gonna add half a cup of frozen corn that has been thawed. And you're also gonna add 5 to 6 cherry tomatoes that you've sliced so that they're easy to eat that way. 1/3 cup of some orange bell peppers, just to add one more color. And again, all of the nutrients that are in this colorful food will make this a very nutrient-packed lunch. And then we're gonna top that with a cup of just shredded rotisserie chicken. So this is a great idea for a little time saver. If you wanna go out and buy a rotisserie chicken to use throughout the week to put in your salads, it's a great way to go, and then it's always ready to pop in a lunchbox. And then for a little crunch, we're gonna add some tortilla strips. So it's a really easy technique. All you're gonna do is take 1 corn tortilla, cut it in half, and then take those halves and cut those into strips. Pop them on a cookie sheet, and then you're gonna bake at 375 for just 10 minutes. Allow them to cool, and they will crisp up as they cool, and then you can top those on top of your chicken. So now that the salad part is done, let me show you how to make the dressing. It is a delicious, creamy avocado cilantro lime dressing that takes minutes to put together. And you can make a big batch to last you throughout the week because the lime juice is gonna keep that avocado green. So in a blender, we're gonna add a cup of low-fat sour cream. You could probably also use Greek yogurt if you couldn't find sour cream. Then you're gonna use the zest and juice of 1 lime, half of an avocado, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 garlic clove. You can just chop it up so that it's easier to blend that way. 2 tablespoons of fresh cilantro, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin. That's gonna give this dressing a really nice smokiness in the background. And then for a little bit more flavor and some kick, I do like to add 2 teaspoons of jalapeno peppers. You can just roughly chop them, just don't add in the seeds or it'll be really hot. And then finally, you're gonna add 1 to 2 tablespoons of water. So this is meant to be a pretty thick and creamy dressing, so you can just thin it to however you like it. Then you're gonna whirl it all up, and you'll see you'll have this beautiful, creamy green dressing. And then you can pour that into a small container. Truth be told, I actually really like using baby food containers for dressings when I pack salads because they're the perfect size. They're glass and they just tuck right into a lunchbox. So I'll leave you a link in the description if you want to know where to get them. And hey, if you have kids at home, you can use them for the baby food too. And then when you get to work or school and you toss up that dressing, you will see how delicious it is. You've got so many things going on with this salad, which is what makes it so flavorful. So if you're afraid salads for lunch is gonna be boring, you are definitely gonna change your tune when you taste this one. So next up, I wanna show you a really great salad to make if you're vegetarian and you eat cheese. My delicious roasted beet salad with goat cheese and hazelnuts, a real winner. You're gonna begin by putting in a bed of arugula to your salad container. Now, some parts of the world you may know arugula as rocket, so it's the same thing. It has a really nice spicy bite to it, and I think it makes for a really great green to add with this salad. Then on top of that, we're gonna add some sliced beets that have been roasted. So I will leave you the instructions in the description on how to roast them, but you can do 5 or 6 of them at the same time and it'll last throughout the week. And we're gonna place them right on top of the arugula. And they pair beautifully with goat cheese. So we're gonna add 1/3 cup of crumbled goat cheese. And then on top of that, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of roasted hazelnuts. I think hazelnuts pair really well with the goat cheese and the beets. If you couldn't find hazelnuts, you could also use almonds or pine nuts would be another great option. And then the finishing touch is just 1 tablespoon of roughly chopped mint that I like to put on top of the salad. And it's a really great flavor combination with the sweetness of the beets and the creaminess of the goat cheese and that bite of arugula. Okay, so our salad is done, and then let me show you how simple the dressing is. We're basically just gonna take a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of white balsamic vinegar. So I really like the white balsamic because I find it's a little bit sweeter than the darker variety, but if you only had the dark variety, you could use that too. And then you're slowly gonna drizzle in 4 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. Then you're just gonna season that with a little salt and pepper to taste, whisk it up, and that's it, you're ready to go. Second salad done. Okay, so next up, for all of you vegans out there, I'm gonna show you another really easy salad idea that is also so delicious. So to begin, we're gonna take 2 cups of cauliflower. To that, you're going to add a tablespoon of olive oil and a half a teaspoon of garam masala spice. If you haven't used this spice before, it is a really delicious warming spice that pairs beautifully with vegetables that have been roasted. You can just toss that all up, and then we're gonna transfer this onto a sheet pan, and you're going to roast them for about 10 minutes at 450 degrees. Now, the last 5 minutes of roasting time, you wanna add 2 tablespoons of pine nuts, because the pine nuts will also roast and get toasty with the cauliflower, and it's a great flavor combination and a little bit of texture to have in the salad. Then in the bottom of your salad container, you're going to add a cup of chopped kale. And then to soften that kale and flavor it, we're gonna add a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice and a teaspoon of olive oil. And you can just go ahead and toss that up and making sure that it's all well coated. And then on top of that, for a little bit of protein, we're going to add a cup of cooked quinoa. So this is another thing that you could prep on Sunday and have ready to go for the rest of the week and get all your quinoa cooked. And then on top of the quinoa, we're gonna add our delicious cauliflower. And then because that garam masala has a really nice sort of spicy sweetness to it, I think it pairs really well with 2 tablespoons of either golden raisins or what I have recently discovered, these green raisins, which you can get at the health food store. And they are so delicious because they're not that sweet. And they look like a golden raisin, but they're just a little bit greener. And then for a little bit of freshness, I love to also add 2 tablespoons of pomegranate seeds. It's a really great unexpected flavor that's also sweet but refreshing at the same time, and will give you a little bit of crunch. So there you have it, 3 lunchbox ideas featuring salads. I hope this makes you rethink salad for lunch. It doesn't need to be boring. You don't need to feel like you're losing out on something. These are flavorful and delicious and also nutritious. I hope you guys give them a try and let me know what you think. And I also hope that you head on over to the Girls with Glasses channel, subscribe, and definitely check out their 3 soup ideas. All right, you guys, I'll see you back here next week for another easy and delicious recipe. Until then, bye.
Squilly bop, shoo ba doo da.